in Sudan, before it was Southern Sudan, North Sudan, whatever, the government was selling the oil to all, I'll be a politician like you, to the Chinese, to Russians, whatever. And then in returns, they get the arms. Who are they using these arms for? They're killing the people.
Who's giving them the arms?
Well, they're selling the oil to the government. The government, the president Omar Bashir would sell it, but he's not doing anything for the country, but he's buying arms to go fight in the south, in Darfur.
But who's selling him the arms to go fight in
The Russians,
I
the
understand what you're saying. The money's going to entities.
So it doesn't matter, like, just because the country is selling whatever is being taken out of the country doesn't mean it will go back to the people. It might go to the president, to his whoever, his buddies, his families, but the little guys who are working and raising their families will not get a cent. Will not get anything out of it. So, which means if I come and buy, for example, if I go to Sudan and invest and buy that oil for my own good, for example, we had that issue with Talisman because that's how we went and told the government of Canada, whatever you're doing, you're buying this from the government, but they're not helping the Sudanese people. They were supporting the war, and that's why they had to leave and they stopped that contract.
So do you see advocacy as a way of trying to change that, which will trickle down in a huge way to these people that we're trying to help, that we're talking about?
It's not always easy to advocate, though. We can do it from here, but you can't do it when we are in the country.
I understand.
I want to ask a question, since you have been in Africa, and could you please elaborate more about global economy, militarism, and gender-based violence in Africa? And I think we should link these three dimensions stronger.
I think that would be, I'll gladly answer what I know. In brief, maybe, I think I'm going to get the cane. So, can I answer after, please? To you? And let Mary Lou move on, just so I don't overtake what's going on. But gladly, I have lots of stories about that. And you as well.
Men that are raped and the kids that were born out of rape. We should all understand that Africa is a country or a continent that stems back from beliefs and in beliefs in all sorts of things. And one of the things that they held dearly to is everybody tries to make sure that he or she lives to the dictates of the land. They are afraid of making the wrong move. They are afraid of, even if the harvest is bad, they blame it on the people or one family or something happened that they covered up. So now moving into modern times, when something like rape is not something that Africa has accepted in any form, or even a girl losing her virginity is not something that Africa has come to terms with all the modernity that is involved. And a woman a girl living with a boyfriend or having sex outside marriage is still not talked about openly. Put it in short form, sex is not openly discussed in Africa. So now you have a woman or a young girl who not only was having sex like that, even though by force, but is found living with the armed men. And at that time, when the war is going on, there are some privileges that these women enjoy as a result of being wives and concubines to these armed men. And then after the war, the family now looks back, and society now looks back and look at them as not just victims, but as traitors. And then the culture also look at them and said, well, if we just accept you, we may have a repercussion back on the land. So they are, in a way, ostracized. And the ostracism is done because of fear of something. And again, it dates back to what Dr. Mary Lou had just said about male dominance, masculinizing the whole thing. It's the man that makes the law. It's the man that says what happened. It's the man that gives the power. It's the man that takes back the power. So what can the women do? They have to do what they are told. So, and that's just answering her question about why the families don't accept them. No matter how you love your daughter, no matter how you care for your sister, you don't want the wrath of the whole neighbors to be on you. So you may show love, but you will show love secretly. And talking about foreign organization, why will help come from foreign organization to support the local people? It's very, very important that the local people have the support of foreign organizations like you and what you are doing. And if we also look back, especially in Nigeria, the case of Amina Lawal that they wanted to stone to death, is the foreign media and the foreign organization that helped to stem that one out. And it's also happening even in Egypt. The first leak that came out and said I was raped, everybody was like, no, 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 it can't be true. But it's the help of the foreign media and the foreign organization and people like you here sitting here and hearing this that help give voices to these women. On their own, they cannot. They want to say it, but they cannot. They want to act, they cannot. They need the support. Knowing that somebody, even if they die in the process, that their story will still continue. Thirdly, I just want to say thank you for your organization for finally going into music as a model to reach the grassroots. African people are very good with music. They love music. When they're happy, they sing. When they are sad, they sing. When somebody dies, they sing. They sing at everything. They make music out of everything. And how else can a connection be made with the people that hate and ostracize and the people that have been ostracized, if not through this same music? I am hopeful, I am really, really hopeful that this will go a long way. Because by the time the children, I'm just watching the children and I'm imagining if one of them just comes out with one popular music. Can you imagine that? I'm just thinking the community will be like, oh, of course they will use the word, pardon me if I use the word bastard, but that's what they use over there. It's the bastard that brought this music. And they have to listen because it's music. They don't shun music. They don't. It doesn't matter where it comes from. They like music and they will listen. And that will draw them. So I'm seeing a good hope. I'm seeing bright future on this. And I really thank you. And I hope you guys continue on your good work. Bravo.